Hello and welcome to Anden's channel, my channel, and whoa, oh shit, I forgot to put those down, that looked really douchey. Never mind, whatever. Also welcome to a little episode of Anden's Opinion Corner. I haven't done one of these in a while. If you don't know what Anden's Opinion Corner is, it's where I usually take your comments that you've sent to me that has a topic, or link to a topic, or literally anything that you want me to share my opinion on, and then I will try to do so as best into my abilities. Sometimes it will go great, sometimes it won't go great. I don't know, I thought I'll start this again by talking about the Battlefield 5 controversy. Just to give you some background, because you obviously want to know whether I'm a fan of Battlefield or not, you know, because why would you want to hear my opinions otherwise? No, I'm not a fan of multiplayer first-person shooter games, so no, I haven't played the Battlefield games. Even though I'm not really interested in playing the games, I do like the trailers. They're usually really good. Like the trailer for Battlefield the World War I, you know, last year, the trailers were fucking incredible. So that's mainly what I'm gonna be sharing my opinion on in this video, which is the Battlefield 5 trailer. I find that the controversy surrounding Battlefield 5 that's come out is pretty much a non-controversy now. You know, it's the media trying to spin it one way to make themselves look better and make the people complaining look worse, and it's also a bit like vice versa, you know. It's just like it's complaining in 2018, that's what it is. Oh wow, I just clicked on the trailer and it officially has more dislikes than likes, and that should tell you something. That's not just people saying, why is there a woman in my game? I initially saw the trailer. It was an underwhelming trailer. I didn't find the trailer to be that good, mostly because it didn't have that awesome music that all the other Battlefield games usually have. But then, of course, I saw the controversy, and I was just like, whoa, why are people so upset? Why does this trailer have so many dislikes? It's Battlefield 5, like, why are people so angry? So then I decided to watch the archived live stream where they talk about it. And then after having watched the live stream, it all sort of made sense to me why people would be complaining. But then I got a bit confused because all the people complaining about the complainers, it almost felt like the official like video game journalism took one aspect of, you know, all of the complaints and just focused on that, and that was mainly like women in gaming, and then also a lack of realism that the Battlefield games supposedly never have had. Not realistic. I'm not seeing anybody saying like we want realistic. No, people are saying they want authentic, and when they say they want authentic, they're probably talking about like German soldiers not running with British soldiers that are in this trailer. Like, it was a bit like, what's happening? And a British dude with a katana. I mean, they're saying like they want probably like the look and the weapons and all of that. Like, they want it to look like World War II. And then when people are complaining about that, the main like GIF that they send them, it's like a gameplay video of 3 dudes with a flamethrower riding a horse or a camel. I'm not really sure, but it's from Battlefield 1. And then they say, oh, Battlefield 1 had great realism. But maybe I'm confused, and maybe that's like a gameplay element for some reason in Battlefield 1, but I look at that and I see that that's like a gameplay thing that players themselves have cost, you know, for 3 players to ride on a horse shooting fire. Maybe that's not the case, and if I'm wrong, then sure, fine. But if I'm right, that's not what people are complaining about. Like, they're not complaining that players themselves can create ridiculous situations. They just want the look to look like World War II. And as we're gonna dive into this trailer now, we can obviously see that it doesn't really look like World War II. I mean, sure, maybe the planes and the tanks and all of that makes it look like World War II. To be fair, I'm not that well versed in tanks and planes and all of that, so I wouldn't know, honestly. I thought I should give you my opinions on the actual trailer when I first viewed it, because I was kind of like, wait, what? It's a World War II game? After I find out that it was a World War II game. So let's take a look here. So these are like my initial impressions going into watching the trailer, because at first, you know, I'm thinking like, oh, this is interesting. It looks like we're in like a co-op situation because there are multiple people, and there's a teddy bear there for some reason, and it looks to me, in my ignorant like view, it looks like they're regular like present day soldiers. There's a woman with a prosthetic arm, which just to me screamed like steampunk. And I know it's not steampunk, I'm just fucking an idiot. That's what I... so, you know, I saw... And then we have this fucking katana-wielding guy. And, yeah, he jumps out, and she's still alive. And obviously this, to me, is showcasing sort of like a co-op mode situation where you're running around with your friends and playing. You know, that's why they're talking like they're talking, because they're supposed to, like, simulate players. At least I hope so, because they're a bit too humoristic to be a World War. Yeah, so right now I'm thinking, because of the colors and because the way the people are dressed, because she has a prosthetic arm and is still like running around, I'm thinking this is like an alternate reality game. That's where my mind went. I was just like, whoa, is this like an alternate reality where like different types of wars throughout the ages are like converging into one? Because I totally thought that the people in the beginning looked like modern day soldiers. That's just, my stupidity. So I was just like, whoa, is this like World War II and like World War One maybe, and like present day, are all these wars like coming together? Well, that can be quite cool. That's really surprising by DICE. Obviously, that's not the case. This is just purely a World War II game. But it really like this just really looked like an alternate reality where like something has gone wrong in history, or like everything is just like but and then of course watching the live stream, it's purely a World War II game, and just based on my mindset that I went through and watching the trailer, I actually completely understand why people have disliked this video and why people are thinking the way they're thinking. I'm not like really fully in that mindset because I don't really care about, these types of games, but it's mostly like surrounding the controversy now. All of the gaming websites are calling the people who are complaining like bigoted, racist, misogynistic because of females. No, I find that a bit wrong, because since I sort of agree with the people complaining, now I'm a racist and a bigot and a misogynist, even though I'm just looking at this and I'm not really seeing World War II. So I do understand why people are like a bit upset. And then of course the people are complaining about the fact that they're showcasing a woman, and apparently a woman is going to be on the cover. Did British handicapped women fight on the front lines of World War II? No. The prosthetic arm is obviously, it's just showcasing like cosmetics. And that's what I took from watching the live stream, that all of these characters are just characters that you create yourself. And that's fun, I suppose. I do like customization, that you can change stuff. And by the way, I'm not saying that I completely fully agree with all of the different forms of complaining. Some, sure, I agree with, and some I can understand where they're coming from, but I don't agree with. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people are just not thinking about in today, that you can actually understand different opinions, but you don't have to agree with them. I have seen several women who have complained about the role that the woman in this trailer has. Why not showcase what actual women did in World War II? Because now it feels like you're sort of like, well, what they did wasn't important, so let's put her into like a man position. So that's interesting that some women have that opinion as well. I'm in the mindset that in the end, it is a multiplayer game, and this is showcasing a multiplayer mode. So to that, I definitely understand what they're going for, but I also understand that this is supposed to be a reveal trailer, and people did not really see what they wanted to see in this reveal trailer. However, the previous game had their war stories, which was sort of their single-player campaign, and that showcased World War I in a great way. And these war stories are gonna show up here again, so I have no doubt that people are going to see an authentic World War II experience in these war stories. So all of the people complaining and all of the people complaining about the complainers, I have a feeling that they're all gonna get what they want. This is just like an initial negative reaction that coming E3, all of the complainers are probably gonna be silenced because they're obviously gonna see what they want to see. They just didn't really see what they wanted to see here in this reveal trailer. Do I think that all the people complaining are misogynistic and racist and all that? No, I don't think so. I think a lot of the people were excited to see a World War II shooter, and now they're seeing something that isn't really what they were expecting. It's all about expectations. People were obviously just expecting something that they didn't get, and now people are lashing out because of that, and I have a feeling that in 3 weeks nobody's gonna care, because that's the way the internet works. I will say before closing this off, now I'm going to talk more about gaming journalism. I am a bit annoyed how fast gaming journalists turn on the very medium that they cover. Over the years, there's so many articles from the very same gaming websites talking about how great video games are, how they are more than just a game, how they can help people, and how they provide so much content. I feel like for years, gamers always have to fight to get that across. Video games are more than just senseless violence, for instance. But then when something like this happens, the first thing that the video game media journalists, the very first thing that they talk about is, oh, but it's just a video game. How can people be so upset when it's just a video game? They must be racist and bigoted and misogynistic. And I find that to be not, I don't want to say hypocritical, but I find that a bit sad. Like how fast they suddenly turn into like, oh, video games, they're an art. Look how great things, but it's just a game. Like, why do you care so much? It's just a stupid, fun little video game. I'd say like that's the main problem I had with this controversy, was the way the media took it. But so to close this all off, the people complaining should just quiet down a bit. I guarantee that you're going to get what you want. If you are complaining purely based on the fact that you don't want women in a game, even though I'm not seeing many people who are, but if you are, just, stop. That's my opinion about that. But yeah, no, if you are upset by this whole thing, I would just look online. There are several things already in several, good articles that talks about Battlefield 5 with more detail about what the game is actually going to have in it, and I guarantee that the majority of these people complaining, they would instantly be quiet after they read that, because they see like, oh, what I want is already going to be in the game. But that will be all for me today. I actually quite enjoyed talking about this. We'll see how many dislikes this video get. If some people like this video, I'll maybe do more of these. Like if you have a topic or something that you want me to share my opinion on, again, feel free to write it down in the comment section. I also want to hear, of course, your opinions about this very topic. Like, what do you think about this whole controversy? Do you think that it's a non-controversy? Do you agree with the people complaining? Like, how dare they do this to Battlefield like the World War II? Or are you more in the mindset of the journalists, like, oh, that all of these people complaining are just in the complete wrong, I would love to hear all forms of opinions, because that's hopefully the main goal with this. Because I want people to be able to have different opinions, and then in the comment section be able to talk about it in a calm and civil manner. Because I feel like that's something our world society of today kind of desperately needs. So hey, those were my take on Battlefield 5. I'm gonna go now though, but I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I do love you all, and I will see you guys whenever I see you guys next, and goodbye.